Good afternoon. Welcome back to Katheringa Bowls Club for the round 4 of the 2025 Dunn Cup, proudly sponsored by Gallivanter Travel, Hutchison Builders, Lexmar Training, Signs of Excellence, Muddy's Kitchen, Katheringa Rhinos and North Queensland District Men's Bowls Association. Welcome back to all. We hope to have a good, tough tussle with we have playing lead Keith Wegert. Second is Graham Wegert, his brother. Playing third is Tony Serra. And Thomas Garate is skipping. And for Brandon we have Gary Pearce. Dan O'Shea is playing 2. Chris Pearce, part of the father-son combination, is playing 3. And David DeFranciscis is playing skip. Brandon is a small town just north of Ayr, very much a sugar part of the world, and NOORLA is what we here in Townsville refer to as a suburb of Ingham. Both very, very determined clubs, have been in the district for a lot of years and been competing in Dunn Cups for a lot of years. They're on end 3, I think it is, or might be end 2. This would have to be end 3, Robbie. You're right, Robbie. I stand corrected again. It is end 2. We're just familiarising ourselves with their bowls, which will work out very, very quickly for you. Doing the measuring at the moment is Chris Pearce, the son of the lead of Brandon, Gary Pearce. Very keen bowlers in the district. Brandon won that end. We can only assume that is 2 shots to NOORLA, 1 shot to Brandon after 2 ends. Okay, leading up for Brandon on this end is Gary Pearce. Although the kitty rolled away a little bit then. Still rolling away, doesn't want to play the game. That's obviously that little track there, Robbie, we keep seeing. Now all we hope is David doesn't stand in front of the camera. No, he's going to sit down. Gary Pearce's first bowl. Just short of Jack High. Next player on the mat is Keith Wegert. Nice looking bowl coming in here from Keith. Speckled green bowls. Both these clubs had a win in the first game this morning. Brandon beat Katheringa and NOORLA did lose, did they? That's right, yes, NOORLA did lose this morning. Again, I'm happy to be corrected. I'm having a senior moment, yes. Gary Pearce has hung it out wide and long. So we have Keith playing his second bowl now. Two nice bowls there from, assisted by a very friendly rub. Okay, we have Dan O'Shea playing 2 for Brandon on the mat now. Just ran through a little bit and off to the side. This is Graham Wegert's bowling here. Graham and Keith are brothers. This is Chris Pearce, his first bowl. Tony Serra. It's been a stalwart of North Queensland District men's bowls for quite a few years. Chris Pearce's second bowl. If he's got the run, he's got a good bowl here. And he's got a big bowl there, just snuck through the gap between those two, the shot bowl and the second shot bowl. Tony Serra with his second bowl. He's narrowed it up a little bit. Except he looks like they're still hanging on that side by the look of it. He's coming in nicely. Unfortunately, just hit the outside of the shot bowl and flopped sideways. So currently Dan O'Shea's holding shot for Brandon. NOORLA holding second and third shots. Kathleen Motley from Vancouver Island in Canada. Good evening, Kathleen. Pouring rain here. Need some of your sunshine and heat sent this way. Well, we haven't got too much sunshine, but it's a fairly mild day here today. Very overcast. David DeFranciscis sat Tony Serra's bowl out, but still only one shot. 8:35 Thursday night. Okay. Well, we're only 1:40 p.m. on Thursday afternoon. It's Friday. It is Friday. I'm definitely having an old man's moment at the moment. These days, one day rolls into the next, Robbie. You live in a glorious part of the world, Kathleen. I have very fond memories of Vancouver Island, a trip I did to Canada several years ago. There's Thomas dropped short. So one shot to Brandon. So we have 2-all on 3 ends. David DeFranciscis skipping Brandon comes from a quite famous bowling family here in North Queensland. Dad played, the brothers all played, and were all very good bowlers, all of them. They've all played Dunn Cup on many occasions. Gary Pearce's first bowl. He's going to a reasonable home here. About 1.5 metres behind the kitty. Keith Wegert, one of the Wegert brothers in this side for NOORLA. If he's got the run, he's got a pretty fair bowl here. And that's a great start for Keith. Gary Pearce with his second bowl. It's the father of the 2 Pearces. Good correction there from Gary. Didn't quite get the chocolates, but very handy bowl there. Graham Wegert's first bowl. Just about 1.5 foot shy of the kitty. Fraction more weight, he'd have had an exceptionally good bowl. Dan O'Shea for Brandon. He's been around for a while, playing in a lot of the district events. Yep, nice try there from Dan. Put himself in with second shot. Graham Wegert. We've lost the feed on here. Yeah. Great effort there from Graham. Dan O'Shea with his second bowl. He's hung it out a little bit wide. It will come in, but not as far as he would like. Could be in a handy position there, given where the shot bowl and the second and third shots are. Thomas wanting Graham to sit the third shot, fourth shot rather. He's just going to track through fractionally. Again, another great effort. This time we have Chris Pearce on the mat. Okay. Just past Jack High. Better bowl and a half past Jack High. Tony Serra. Great effort from Tony there. Just a little bit heavy, that's all. Roy Campbell. Good afternoon, Roy. Watching from Jandowie. Hope you're enjoying the live streaming. It's Chris Pearce with a big bowl there. Great bowl there from Chris. David and Dad will be very happy with that. As I said earlier, Brandon had a very comfortable victory over Katheringa this morning. Katheringa being one of the teams that was touted as the possibility for playoff in the final. I think their chances have been shot in the foot now. They lost yesterday to Ingham and then again this morning to Brandon. Niall, good afternoon. Niall Doyle, watching from Bondi. What's the weather like there at beautiful Bondi, Niall? David DeFranciscis on the mat. I'll need to check on Robbie's screen there to see what's going on. That's all right, Robbie. That's okay, mate. Thomas Garate. The passionate Spaniard, as we call him. David's bowl is hanging out. Didn't get the chocolate that time, David. Thomas about to play his second bowl. There we go. We've got our scores right and we've got our ends right. You keep flicking over to the opposite end, Robbie. That's okay. 2. So I think that was only 1. The thirds are very reluctant to show us what they're getting. So that was N4 they've completed. And they obviously don't like putting their scores up on the board either. So it's a bit like guesswork at the moment. Not a bad start from Gary. Went through about 1.5 meters, maybe a little bit more than that. Keith Wegert with his first. He's going to slide over to join Gary. Brandon boys are settling in fairly well, considering they were playing at South Townsville this morning, which is a completely different service to this. So they've had to adjust fairly quickly, coming onto a different green. Okay. Not a lot to shout about from the skips at the moment. Dan O'Shea with his first bowl. Yeah, nice bowl there from Dan O'Shea. This is Graham Wegert with his first. Didn't trouble the scorers much on that ball. Dan O'Shea with his second. Can he duplicate his first bowl? He's going to give it a good try. He didn't need to do that, I don't think. So he's just popped the kitty back to Keith Wegert's bowl. So Keith is holding one shot. This is Graham Wegert's first bowl. Actually, that's Graham's second bowl. He's finished up alongside his own first one. Don't think that's going to come in from out there. That'll hold its line out there. So I was asking for a draw. In the hope of consolidating. It's Chris Pearce. A very animated skip at this end. Right, so Thomas Garate's claiming he's 2 down. I would have thought it was only 1, but the depth perception can be deceiving. And at the end of that, he's still 2 down. Well, I'm not too sure what Thomas was commenting on, because yeah, that's Gary Pearce's bowl shot. Yeah, could be 2 down. It's David DeFranciscis. He doesn't want to upset the apple cart too much. So he's taken one out. So Brandon are only holding 1 shot now. In fact, they're not. NOORLA's holding 1 shot with that speckled bowl of Keith Wegert. Well, David is normally a fairly aggressive skip and has a philosophy: when you're down, you've got to give it a decent whack. Unfortunately, he whacked the wrong bowl, but he's still only 1 down. Nice looking bowl from Thomas here. Just sits that bowl of his own, flops over at the back, and that gives him 2 shots. So it's 2 to NOORLA. Now we might find out what the true score is, Robbie. Right. If you don't want to give us a switch over, Robbie, please. Hey, so Keith Wegert leading off this time for NOORLA. What's the score? 3-4 to NOORLA. Okay, so the correct score is 3-4 to NOORLA after 5. 4-3 to NOORLA, sorry. Yep. Okay, that's Keith's first bowl, just short of jack high. Sitting off to the side at about 18 inches, 2 feet. Gary Pearce's first bowl this time is still coming along. And a nice bowl there from Gary. Keith with his second bowl. Got a nice line. Just dropped fractionally short. It's Gary Pearce's second bowl. Yeah, 2 good bowls there from Gary. That was a little bit of a bomb bowl. It's Graham Wegert with his first bowl. He just run through and cross the head. Behind the head, actually. Dan O'Shea just missed out a little bit there. Thomas is liking this, but great try there from Keith Wegert. Yeah, nice bowl here from Dan O'Shea. Great bowl. Right on the money. Tony Serra now trying to upset the apple cart for Brandon. He's just a little bit off at the moment, Tony. He's normally a very, very consistent, accurate bowler, but just not quite getting there at the moment. It's Chris Pearce. He's just giving David some backwood. It's a bit of a bowl from Tony Serra, but again, just ducking across the head. Second ball from Chris Pearce. He's giving it all he can do. Okay, Dan O'Shea's holding shot for Brandon at the moment. Second and third shots belong to NOORLA. Tony Serra in the light green bowl and Keith Wegert with the speckly green bowls. Oh, they're green and blue. Half green, half blue. Thomas Garate playing his first shot. Tony Serra was saying, "You've got to take more grass, Tony." David DeFranciscis, I don't know whether that's going to come back from there, David, the way the screen's been holding out this morning. Good weight. Just his grass, that was the issue there. Okay, Thomas with his second bowl. He's starting to cut now. Okay, one in, one out for him. Dan O'Shea from Brandon still holding the shot at the moment. Has been untouched. David might have something here. No, he's just running through to the back, just a fraction. Okay, so one. One saying one, one saying two. I think the decision was one, Robbie. So that is 4-all on after 6. Robbie, if you want to adjust the scores. One shot to Brandon there, Robbie. So it's 4-all on 6. Okay. We're right now, Robbie? Yeah. Okay. You got me yet?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Sorry about that. I might have done something to the headset then to lose it. Okay. Anybody watching the live stream, if the sound is going out to you, could you please, somebody just give us an acknowledgement on the post? And if it is dropping out or if it has dropped out for you, could you let us know, please? Right, Brandon is holding one shot at the moment with the Jack High blue and green bowl of Gary Pearce. Big bowl there from Dan O'Shea. Just pop Gary Pearce's bowl out and Roderick Field, thank you very much. The sound is good. Yep, loud and clear, says Roy Campbell. Has it at any stage dropped out? That's what Robbie's after. If somebody could let us know if you lost sound at any stage. It was beginning of this end. We think there might have been a loss of sound. Sound is good on YouTube. Nobody's telling us whether it's dropped out at all, Robbie, at the moment. Afternoon, Warren Fair-Jones from Collie in Western Australia. Roy Campbell said loud and clear now, so that might indicate we did have a drop out there. Jeff Davis is telling us he can hear us clear all the way to Warwick. Roy Campbell is letting us know that it only dropped in volume. All good in Rabina, said Kerry Gillespie. Warren Fairjones said he did not lose sound at any stage. Troy Jamieson is telling us it's working perfectly, Robbie, so we're back on track. I would say by the sound of that, we didn't lose it. Yep. Right, Mike Shingles, thanks for that, Mike. He did not notice any drop out of sound. Okay, so after all of that, we've got the kitty right back towards the edge of the ditch. Brandon with 2 shots by the look of it. Tony Serra crashed on a short bowl. This bowl needs to hurry up a little bit. Is it going to sneak in front? No, it is not. Okay, so Brandon's only holding one shot here at the moment. Looks like Graham Wegert's bowl is to the right of the kitty, is the second shot. Tony Serra's second bowl is looking for a gap to come through, and he has, and just missed the chocolates. So Brandon holding one shot at the moment with Chris Pearce's bowl, and Tony Serra. Okay, quick score from South Townsville. Alligator Creek 9, Garate 3 after 5 ends. Yeah, it's not quite sure what's going on. No one's complaining about the sound, Robbie. I'm getting too quiet. Okay, is that better? That's better, says Robbie. Okay, Brandon holding 2 shots after that bowl of David DeFranciscis came in for the shot. Thomas is trying to better that bowl. And that's gone for a swim. Well, David was able to get there with his first one, so he should be able to get there with this one. He's not going to be too far away. Yep, that'll give him 3 shots. Thomas has got a little bit of work to do to try and either cut this back or win the end, as long as he doesn't lose his bowl into the ditch, and he has. So 3 shots to Brandon there, which take them to 7, playing NOORLA 4 after 7 ends. Two nice bowls there from David DeFranciscis. Niall Doyle's telling us it's perfect sound, Robbie, so that should make you happy. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, Mike, I'll make sure I'm not being a gentle little flower with my voice. Troy Jamison, message through from Troy. Hope you're well if you're watching, Brian Marshall, as we all do. We all send our regards to our president of the state association or state body. Gary Pearce with his first bowl. Everybody's telling him to slow down, slow down. Okay, Keith Wegert with his first. has got a nice bowl there from Keith. Thomas will be very happy with that one. And a brilliant bowl from Gary. Well played. High fives up the other end, all around. Keith Wegert trying to dislodge that shirt that didn't need to be standing there. Dan O'Shea with his first bowl. Dan's been playing fairly well so far this game. Just a fraction short on that one. Okay, that changed things around a little bit. Graham Wegert popping both those bowls out and sitting there for shot. David trying to work out what he wants done. Thanks, David. Just what we need. Thank you. Dan O'Shea with his second bowl. He's got a nice track here. Little kiss, 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 and he's, yes, got the shot back. Well played, Dan. Graham Wegert trying to replicate his first bowl. And he's not that far away, and a little tap, and he's got the shot. So they're playing tit for tat at the moment. Okay, Chris Pearce. Will he get a rub? Will he do anything here? No. Thomas, your father was not a glassmaker. Thank you. That was a great bowl there, Warren. Tony Serra giving you a good try too. David wanting Chris to promote his bowl. Perhaps push the kitty back a fraction. And he's holding his line and coming around the back. That won't be a bad home there though. Could be in a handy place for David if he wants to have a a reasonable belt at it. Tony's had to change his hand. And he's not going to be too far away here. Right, we're getting a bit choked up around the kitty at the moment. So I think NOORLA's still holding shot with that speckled green bowl. Major conference between the second and the third, and the skip for Brandon. Okay. So Brandon will have the mat. David to resume battle first. All right. He's got contact with something. Tony meandering up to the mat to play his first shot. Neither of them seem to be in too much of a hurry. I'm with you, Warren. I personally felt he should have smashed it, opened it right up, because he had a second bowl to come behind. Tony's done pretty much zero with this bowl. I can't imagine the kitty would zip across that way if it's popped out of the head. This is the sort of thing that will stretch the game out. The skip's wandering or meandering backwards and forwards to the head. But that is their prerogative under the rules of this tournament. That's a brilliant bowl from David DeFranciscis. Absolutely brilliant. Perfectly weighted. Thomas Garate trying to repeat the punishment and sadly missed the lot. One shot to Brandon, one shot to David DeFranciscis. Well played, David. That takes Brandon on to 8, NOORLA 4 after 8 ends. It's a replay of that shot of David's. Perfectly weighted. That's a brilliant bowl from David. Gary Pearce's first bowl. Very handy as a lead there. Was about 3 foot behind the kitty. Keith Wegert. Almost the same bowl as Gary Pearce's, but on the opposite side of the kitty. Okay, run around the other rinks. Okay, Jubilee and Air. Jubilee 13, Air 7 on 11 ends. South Townsville and Ingham. South Townsville 7, Ingham 5 on 7 ends. Long way to go there. Bowen is 9-6 against Charters Towers on 9 ends. And Suburban, we're not too sure who Suburban's playing there. We'll come back to that one. And Collinsville and Katheringa, 6 all after 8 ends. That's an interesting result. Thuringowa have come out with a vengeance this afternoon after getting knocked around this morning against Garoo. 12-6 in Thuringowa's favour on 11 ends. We go back to that one, and yes, for some reason or other, he has an affinity with the scoreboards. Could well be McNade. Anyway, Suburban's leading 8-5 after 8 ends. It is frustrating, Robbie, when they do those things. Yep, it is McNade. So Suburban's 8-5 up over McNade after 8 ends. Okay. Back to the game on rink 1. Yeah, that makes 2 of us, Robbie, because I was looking at the other rink scores at the time. Great try. It must be in front of that red bowl. The green one, you reckon? Okay. Bowl there from Graham Wegert. David wants him to still play those 2 bowls. Chris Pearce is giving it a great shot. Big try. Okay, it's only 1 down, says David. He's comfortable with that at this stage. Tony Serra's first bowl. Just dropped short. Great line, just dropped a little bit short. So we can clearly see that it's 1 shot at the moment. To NOORLA. Yes, Warren, there are some good bowls going on here. A little bit of wind disruption with this particular rink, but they're handling it fairly well most times. Thomas Garate asking Tony Serra to try and consolidate if he can. I don't think he wants that kitty moved, which it has been. Didn't do too much damage. It's Keith Wegert's bowl there, the speckled green one, so he's still got the shot. All day to wander up the other end, Robbie. They're definitely not in a hurry. Okay, David DeFranciscis with his first bowl. It's hanging out. Will it cut back enough? Yeah, it'll come online, but it's just a bit weighty, that's all. Good grass actually from David there. Thomas Garate with his first bowl. Leona Johnson, hi to the home hill team. They're enjoying a fairly good tournament so far. David DeFranciscis' second bowl. If he runs it out, he's got something, but he's not running it out, unfortunately. He just dropped short a couple of metres. Thomas Garate attempting to try and get his team back in the game at the moment. And that's staying out. It may just come back in bounds, but I doubt it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to hurt. 5. 5 down. 5 down. 5 to NOORLA. It was going to hurt. Which takes us to NOORLA hitting the lead 9-8 against Brandon after 10 ends. I think that is Robbie, isn't it? 9 ends. Okay. After 9 ends. Well, that was a dramatic change around in the game. It's tightened the game up, made it a little bit more interesting. That just indicates how important that miss bowl of Thomas Garate's was then. That could have been going close to almost a moose. Okay, Keith Wegert. His first bowl hung out, didn't come in. Oh, it came in reasonably, but he's a long way behind, possibly 2.5, 3 metres behind Robbie. 2 metres, Robbie says. Okay. Gary Pearce. Good start from Gary. Yeah. foot and a half, couple of feet behind. Okay, no real adjustment there from Keith. Gary Pearce is, well, not too sure what happened there after such a good bowl with his first one. At this stage, I'd like to welcome one and only Muddy, the Mudster, President of Katheringa Bowls Club, controlling body for the Dunn Cup, chef extraordinaire, diligent cleaner. Anything else I need to add to that, Muddy?
Yeah, who knows, mate. How you going?
We're doing fine. We've just had a fairly dramatic turnaround in this game.
Yeah? Yeah, I just had to go off and go shopping, so for some more food for tonight.
Yep.
I see it's close, 9-8.
Well, it is now.
Oh, okay.
NOORLA just picked up a 5.
Oh.
There's been some big bowls played in this game so far.
Yes.
Just the isolated one here and there.
Oh, yeah, very good.
Vince Calabresi. Afternoon, Vince, from Leamington in Sydney. How's everything going down there?
Probably cold as.
I dare say it is.
How's our little mate Robbie going next to you over there? Is he all good?
He's all good.
Yeah, he's all good.
I'm keeping him awake.
There's a fair bowl by Graham.
Yes.
Simon Potter.
That's it.
G'day, mate.
Simon.
Going, Ron and Muddy. Yep.
How's life treating you, Simon?
I think he's out in central Queensland somewhere, Simon. Yeah, mate, Katheringa's had 3 wins from 3 so far. I don't know how they're going this game, but
David.
as I said, I just got back here, so...
Muddy being leader of the cheer squad this weekend for Katheringa.
Oh, no, I've handed that reign over to Mick Robinson, the 2IC of the club.
Oh, no, he's only the manager.
Yeah. Yeah,
Tony
Mitch.
Serra.
Great bowl.
Great
by Tony.
bowl from Tony. Everyone's been waiting for Muddy to come on air, suddenly jumping on the screen.
It's actually, I enjoy doing the live streaming. It's a bit of fun. You do get to talk to people, and obviously the first time we did this, Ron, a few years ago,
It was horrifying.
all over the world. as I said, we had a lady yesterday from Vancouver.
Well, she's been back on today.
And Canada, yep. So,
Because it's night time over there at the moment.
yeah. Yeah, 17 hours, didn't we work out, Robbie, yesterday? Yep. And I know for those people listening, especially from the Bowen area, it was my apologies for calling Jason and Mitch the wrong way around. I was just going off a bit of paper, and for years I thought I'd been calling them the wrong name. But anyway, that's my fault, so I do apologise.
It's all right, Muddy.
And we had yesterday we were talking, Ron, about how old Tommy O'Brien is.
He's over 80.
He's 86.
That's, yeah, I would have said
And he's
possibly mid-80s.
his mate playing second, I think, is 83.
Yep.
So
We'll take him at any age in
yep,
this game.
I heard you talking this morning about ages of people. The young fella, Trent, is it Trent?
Yeah, I think it's
from Alligator Creek.
He's only about 14 or 15, I think.
Aaron, is it?
Tarrant.
Oh, Tarrant. Yep. Tarrant. Yep.
Yes, Mitchell, we'll get you an update on the other rinks if Robbie's in the right sort of mood for us. He's always in the right mood. That's right.
There you go. Someone has just said Roderick Field. It's 12:42 in the morning in Toronto. Well, good morning, Toronto. Yep, Robbie's just indicated he'll wait till this end's finished and then we'll
do the scores on the other rinks. Warren Fairjones, I play with a guy, he's 95.
Phew.
Well, okay. I don't think I will be on the green when I'm 95.
No, I certainly won't be. I'm struggling now when I'm 61. It doesn't help when you haven't got good knees, so... But anyway, that's the way it goes.
As soon as this end's finished, Mitchell will get an update on the other rinks for you. I hope the players aren't standing in front of the scoreboards.
No, David just commenting he's not there and he isn't. He isn't either.
No, it's a shocker from David. One
more
to Brandon.
Brandon.
9 all on 10 ends.
I see the boys next door lining up for a drive. No.
Okay. Air and Jubilee. Jubilee leading Air 17-8 after 13 ends. So Jubilee are carrying on their merry way. South Townsville Ingham. South Townsville 9, Ingham 7 after 9 ends. Okay, Bowen and Gold City. Bowen 11, Gold City 8 after 11 ends. So they're carrying on as well. And Suburban and McNade. Suburban R. Move your buff head, please. 14-5, says Robbie. Okay, Collinsville and Katheringa. Collinsville 6, Katheringa 7 on 9. That's a tight one, Muddy.
13 shots in 9 ends.
Yeah, that's right.
Pooh.
And Thuringowa and Guru. Thuringowa 14, Guru 7 after 13 ends. Okay, so Suburban and McNade is 14-5 to Suburban after 10 ends. That brings you up to scratch there. And Polkinghorne over at South Townsville has been sending us results through as she can. So as soon as we get that, we'll let you know what that is. Can you see their scoreboard, Muddy? 9 ends or 10 ends?
No,
Yeah, I thought it'd be 10.
They might have just changed the score, but not the
It'd only be 9 because they're bowling back this way, Robbie.
This is the odd number this way.
Yeah.
So
which means this would be 11.
So this is either 9 or 11. So
yep.
Unless they've had a dead end.
No, they haven't had. Nothing's been killed on this rink yet in this game.
Well, that's unusual with both David and Thomas Garate.
David's been playing his conversion shots perfectly this afternoon with the exact weight. There was one end I felt that he should have had a real go at the head. He didn't. He played with absolutely perfect weight and just turned the ball a quarter of a turn to get the shot.
Oh, he can play. There's no doubt about
that. We know that.
He's
He's just got to keep his head in the right space.
He's no mug.
No, well, he's been a good bowler over the years.
Yeah.
As all the DeFranciscis were.
From their father, the grandfather.
Yep.
His brother.
Brother.
Yep. Danny's just a bit wide out there. He's
Yeah.
found that groove that you go wide, it just hangs there.
Yeah, it won't come back in from that. He's Graham. He's going to cut across the head. We've been seeing a lot of that. Okay. Glenn's been called away. A slight emergency. He'll be back shortly. So you're stuck with me again for a while. Well, nobody's really wanting to get too close to it this end, Robbie. Tony might make a slight difference here. No, he's not going to quite reach it. No, he's not up. He's well short. Must be 2 metres short on that one. Tony's, yeah, a long way short. Tony's dropped short as well. They must have decided to have a break this end, Robbie. Yeah. It will be, yes. Yeah, it hasn't got quite the same finish on it as had this morning. It should do. This surface should definitely pick up as it gets colder tonight. David DeFranciscis saying, look boys, that's what I wanted. It's giving him the shot. It's usually what a good skip does. If his team can't quite get there, step up to the mat and show them how it's done. Is Thomas going to get around it? No, he's not. Okay. So he punched the right bowl up. So what has David done this time? He's not going to make it. Okay, so NOORLA's holding one shot with that bowl, that red bowl at 10 o'clock. No damage there, so one shot to NOORLA, which takes them to 10, Brandon 8, after 11 ends. Do you reckon it's 9? Oh, okay. Yeah, but I said it takes NOORLA to 10. Brandon 9. But I was looking at the ends. I think it's only 11 ends. Okay, from South Townsville, an update on the scores. Bit of a runaway here. Alligator Creek 21, Wangaratta 3 after 10 ends. So Alligator Creek handling the conditions over at South Townsville quite well. And there's Katheringa's mascot symbol, whatever you like to call it, the rhino. The camera's, somebody's possibly hit the camera, Robbie. I thought you might have just dropped it down for a second. Okay. Okay, welcome back, Muddy.
Thanks, mate. Sorry, just a couple of house duties to take care of.
That's all right. I know you get paid well to do it, so
yeah.
bit like the rest of us. You're up for a wage increase.
Oh yeah.
They're going to double yours, the same as they did mine.
I'm getting a donut with 2 holes.
Yep, that's about the size of it.
Yeah. As you,
Robbie.
as you know, we all do it for the love of a club.
Oh, is that what it's supposed to be? Okay.
You know, as most people know, clubs don't survive without volunteers and helpers, and
some people that are a bit thick in the head and don't know when to give it up. So Alligator Creek's having a day out at the moment. 21-3 after 10 ends over at South Townsville, Muddy.
Well, I think those Alligator Creek boys, they play over there on a Wednesday.
I know Greg Duncan does.
So he's probably used to that green.
Johnny Robbins, would he play there?
I don't know, mate. Whether Coops does, I mean, he's a worker, so he probably doesn't.
He possibly doesn't.
And the young fella, I'd say he's still
at
at school.
So but possibly only the one or the two of them. Any reports on how they think the green's running over there? Have you heard anything?
Oh, they said it was slow, but
yeah, great bowl there.
Who was that? Danny
O'Shea, yep. He's been playing fairly well.
Yep, May's been around.
He's around a few years.
Yeah, him and I had a good old chat yesterday and hadn't seen him for some time. Again, he goes way back to the 70s and 80s when
when you were still in nappies.
No, I first came to Townsville in the late 70s and started playing in the early 80s, and he was there back in those days. We talked about the Burks and all those guys from Brandon that used to be around, and all the old players. As he said, he doesn't play a lot now, so he doesn't hardly know anyone. He caught up with Neil Brown yesterday. He was glad to see him.
So Neil was here yesterday?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, he popped in and
I didn't get to see him.
Had a look. I think it was after you had gone.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, he was here before they started playing bowls, so...
Oh, right.
So, yeah, for the second game, though, because they had the bye first up.
Yeah, well, when you're in here, you don't get to see too many people.
Yeah,
unless they're walking past.
Like I've just been upstairs and down the other side, there's a good crowd sitting down towards the end of this rink.
Yep.
Like if Robbie was to pan to what we're looking at the left, there's a big crowd sitting there with all the seating.
Yep.
Watching their favourite teams and players and
booing and hissing every now and then.
And it's good to see that fellow club mates come out to support their bowlers. So
That's right. Warren
Chris is
Warren
just missed.
Fairjones, yes. Gary Pearce is playing well. He's not a slouch bowler by any stretch of the imagination. Both he and his son are fairly handy on the green.
And down that end there, near the gate, there's quite a lot of people sitting on the other side of those stairs.
Okay.
Yeah, so which is good to see.
Yep,
I mean,
that's
as I
right.
said,
There's a reasonable crowd over
Yep.
the other side of the green.
there's people up in the bar watching, and they've obviously got the TV on upstairs, live streaming.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's good to see. I think tomorrow will probably be a day where we get more spectators. All the workers would turn up.
Yep. Mike Watts from Wales. Good morning, Mike. How's everything going over there today? I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name of your town. I tried yesterday and was in trouble. Robbie knows it, but...
Abersworth? Abersmith? Swith, yeah. Yep, okay.
But I do know it's Wales.
Yep.
So
Good morning.
welcome, Mike. Glad to have you with us. He is a regular, Robbie? Okay. Brandon holding 2 shots here.
I would think Thomas will play into those bowls.
Thomas is not having a very good day out at the moment.
I think his weight's going to hold him out there, though.
Yep.
See, he's got good weight for the shot, but he's
having
too
trouble
wide.
coming to terms with the grass at the moment.
Yep.
As we've seen with a few players the last 2 days, it's nothing wrong with the green at all, but it's just that you've got to concentrate with every bowl. David DeFranciscis has joined the pack at the back.
Yep. All those bowls look like they're about 2 feet behind the head.
Or it could be more. Could be a metre muddy.
Thomas has he corrected well? No, he's still just going to hang out with that weight.
Yep. So definitely 2. Chris, it's easier for us to find out what's going on if you put your fingers up.
No, I don't think that's there, David, is it?
No.
His weight.
His weight wasn't too bad as it's turned out.
That
Yep.
could count.
It does count, I think. 1, 2, 3's been kicked out.
No, it hasn't been moved. Yeah, they've got. Yeah, Tony Serra said
that's
yes,
3.
so that's 3. Oh yeah, those bowls are a good metre behind.
Yep.
So David's first bowl might even still count yet.
No, 3.
3.
Okay.
That should
3
take
to
the score.
Brandon.
Yep.
That takes him to 13. Takes him to 12, sorry.
Correct weight.
10 to NOORLA after 12 ends.
Robbie, can we do a check on the other scores, or did you do that while I was upstairs?
No, we didn't.
Oh, I
You
know.
can do it.
I was amazed. This is a new thing because you didn't have this last time we were here.
Oh, he's a magician.
Oh, you didn't utilise it, oh. So here
It's amazing what Robbie's been doing this weekend.
we have Air Jubilee on 16 ends, Jubilee 19, Air 9. So a little handy lead there. And we have South Townsville 13 against Ingham 7 on 11 ends.
That's a surprise.
Yep, still anyone's game. Bowen Gold City on 13 ends. Bowen 13, Gold City 8. We have Suburban 14 against McNade 5 on 10 ends. We have Katheringa and Collinsville on 11 ends. Collinsville 8, Katheringa 9. Still, again, one shot in that game. I am near speechless. Tharangower versus Garoo on 17 ends. Tharangower 18, Garoo 8.
You're speechless, Muddy. I do not believe that. No, you're very circumspect on what you actually said then, I think.
Well, I'm not surprised to the scoreline. I mean, everyone steps up when they're playing.
Oh, yeah. The big boys.
Better bowlers, or what they consider maybe the front runners.
Yep.
And obviously not bragging, but Katheringa I would have thought was one of the front runners in our section.
Well, on paper they definitely are.
We still have to play Ingham yet, of course. And Ingham so far are undefeated. But looking at that score there before playing South Townsville, South Townsville's got them by, I think it was 4 or 5.
4 or 5 shots, yep. Anything can happen on any given day.
And as we know, it's not over.
The gremlin will always strike.
Yes.
Every day it has one little hissy fit. And
someone comes out and loses 3 games in one day. Well,
yep.
You can go from the top to the bottom just like that.
Yep. Well, in some cases you lose one game, you can go from the top to sliding way down the list.
That's correct.
We've seen that happen year after year. Okay.
So back here we still have Gary Pearce holding shot.
Yep.
Gary is playing well. I watched some of his bowls too yesterday when he played against our Katheringa boys, and he led very well. And he's probably not known to be a lead.
No, he's not.
But he's a good singles player. I know that's a different game because you're playing with 4 bowls, but just drawing to a kitty.
And his preference is possibly not to play lead, but...
Danny's played a cracker here as well.
Yep, great bowl there from Danny O'Shea. Now that gives an indication as to what's happening on the South Townsville Ingham rink there, Muddy. With the lead most discontented for Ingham, throwing his rag across the green.
Yeah, well, they picked up 1 shot on the last end, so...
Yep.
Again, as players, we throw the odd towel here and there if we don't do what we think we can do.
Sometimes more than the towel.
Oh, Chris, that one might have hit your petticoat, champ.
Yep.
But
He wasn't
obviously...
I wasn't happy with that out of his hand.
Just obviously, yep. Took it too light.
Tony Serra.
He's a very good player.
And he was a bit scratchy at the start of the game, but he's starting to come into his own now.
Just drawn shot.
Brilliant
absolute
bowl.
pearler.
David, you got to love him, don't you? Chris seems a little bit happy with that, but I don't know whether it's going to
He's much better here. David's interested. He's just going to hang. But if he comes off that...
Yeah, great try.
Yep.
Good effort there.
Obviously split all those bowls of NOORLAs in case they trailed it there.
Yep. Tony's got another good bowl here if he gets
Might crash
underneath
into
that.
No, he's pushed it behind,
it
so he's
behind.
still holding. As you know, Tony Serra was really crook there for a while.
He was. He caught that melioidosis. Was
Yeah,
it?
that,
From the floods up in when the Ingham was flooded.
Yep.
Which is a common disease
From the soil.
from the soil, and especially in flooded areas. And it can be fatal.
Oh.
But we've had a lot of deaths up in the north here
Yep.
this year
Apparently
because
we have
of all
more
that.
up here than any parts of Australia.
Yep.
So
This year we have, yes, that's right.
David's got good weight, but just underdone on his grass there.
Yeah.
Yep. As Chris just said, White's weight was spot on.
There's a nice bowl
Thomas Garate.
from Thomas. He doesn't want to. He could have brought everything undone there.
Yeah, he's shaking his head. He knows he was too heavy.
Yes. Well, you're never going to not understand what Thomas is thinking about his bowls.
David, you're too tight again, champ. Again, weight's not... Oh, he's a bit heavier this time, but...
Little straightener again. My guessing is Thomas is
He's going to be underdone.
underdone here, definitely underdone.
Oh.
What do we know?
Underdone.
What do we know?
Oh. He's telling everyone, you don't know nothing.
So that's 2. And we're going to measure for the 3rd.
Measure for 3rd. Two down.
Two down. Okay, so
two to
12
NOORLA.
all after 13.
Another tight game.
Yep. So what's Muddy's Kitchen cooking for dinner tonight, Muddy?
Muddy's Kitchen is cooking a 250 gram rib fillet with creamy garlic prawn topper, chips and salad for $25.
Cheap at half the price.
Yep. Good quality meat from Sunvale Meats.
You're taking orders from the Sunshine Coast and the Gold Coast?
Yeah. Yeah, doggy bags. So yeah, my girls are up in the kitchen just getting smoko ready for the players. Sandwiches, cake, bickies, all that type of thing that they get. Sausage rolls, quiche. Oh no, mate.
Yeah, they do get spoiled here, but Robbie, everybody likes coming to Katheringa for their meals. Okay, what's Gary doing this time?
Yeah, he's very close.
Yep, he's trotting up.
Yeah, he's just dropped maybe a foot and a half short.
He's played very consistently
Yeah.
this afternoon.
He doesn't have to correct much.
Well,
He had a perfect line, just, as I said, just that little pound of weight. Graham's got good weight again, but again he's just underdone on his grass.
All right, now we'll have to get you sorted out here, Muddy. That's Keith.
Oh, yes.
You have trouble with brothers, don't you?
Graham's about to get on the mat now.
That's
I
right.
knew that.
Yeah.
Brothers, fathers and sons, I mean, we've got them all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Handy bowl there. You keep getting the brothers mixed up. We'll have the mother's taking out a contract on you.
Yep.
Warren Fairjones. How would you know, Warren? No wonder you guys get fat. I didn't think anybody was taking our photos for us. That's speaking for myself, of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I understand.
Yes, you never ever left hungry bowls clubs up in North Queensland. Okay. Dan O'Shea, just push the kitty through a little bit. So Gary Pearce is holding shot at the moment.
Two shots. One with Danny's and one with Gary's.
Gary's, that's right.
Graham was just a bit on the heavy side. Umpires have been yelled at to come and do their job.
Yeah, Tony Wicks is on the
way.
Path.
Danny's not far off again.
Yeah, good bowl.
That's good.
He's, no disrespect to Gary, but he's possibly been, so far in this game, the player of the game.
Danny
has. He's been.
He's played some since I've been here.
Some
He's
very
played
good
some very
bowls.
good bowls.
Yep.
You know, Tony, I think you're underdone. Oh, it's holding.
Get out your way, David.
Got the bowl. He got
the kitty. Okay.
By the looks of that, it's still in play. No,
Oh,
it's dead.
it's dead, yep.
So start again. Players are deciding to bring the bowls back down to this end.
Which they can do.
Yeah, they can.
Yep.
Or they could have all been taken back there and... Well, Robbie, while we're waiting for those, can we do a score update check, please, if that's okay, or...
Well, we can't leave him sitting there doing nothing.
No, yeah. Oh, here we go. Focusing
There you are.
in.
Work that one out, Muddy.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay,
Ooh.
after 16 ends, Air 11, Jubilee 19. So 8 shots in that, still with 5 to go. South Townsville Ingham 11 ends, so a long way to go. South Townsville 13, Ingham 7. Bowen versus Gold City on 15 ends. Bowen 16, Gold City 8. After 12 ends, Suburban 17, McNaid 5. Our illustrious leader won't be happy there.
No.
After 13 ends, Collinsville 9, Katheringa 13.
That's still tight.
Yeah, it's still tight, only 4 shots.
Yep.
And that's Tharingower 25 on 19 ends against Garoo. Jack is looking very serious there.
He's
8.
8. Yep.
They have. They're going to be off and looking for Smoko, and I'm still here in the box. Well, they can have a packet of burger rings. Yeah, Robbie, they're 5 or 6 ends in front of everybody playing.
Yep. Yep.
Unless they
They
start,
possibly started early.
they must have got out and started straight away. So I know Katheringa came here early because they came from South Townsville.
Great
so
start there from
Gary
Gary
Pearce.
Pearce.
So yeah, they would have got on the green. They were the first ones in to have lunch. So
Okay, update from South Townsville. After 13 ends, Alligator Creek 25, Wegert 4. A little bit of a blowout there. Alligator Creek are obviously playing reasonably well at the moment. Another nice looking ball
Pearce
here
is
from
in the
Gary.
area again, you know.
Yep.
He is playing really well.
He's setting them up perfectly.
Yep.
And Danny O'Shea's just adding that little bit of extra cream to it.
He keeps moving the kitty or something like that to hide it, move it,
Yep.
bring it back to Gary's. So
yeah, he's playing an exceptionally good seconds position today. I assume in the district pairs, Muddy, that Gary skipped that game, or did Chris skip it?
I know Gary skipped it the year they won it.
Okay.
Gary was skipping, Chris was the lead.
Yeah, he's not, as you said earlier, he's not really known as a front ender, is he?
No, not at all. I mean, most money carnivals that you go to, Gary's
Always.
he's always the skip with his son playing third to him.
Yep.
Or in other different combinations, but Gary's normally always the skip.
That's right.
Graham's not far off here. If he comes and sits that bowl, he got the kitty.
Oh,
just unlucky.
it's
He's probably one down.
David, don't fall off the bank, please. Muddy doesn't want to contact the insurance company.
No. Denny's very, yep.
Oh, that is a brilliant bowl.
That's going to be very hard to get rid of.
Yep. Great bowl there from Danny O'Shea.
And as Thomas just said, they have nothing behind, so they can't attack too much.
No.
If you're attacking, you've near got to kill it. But if the red bowl was to go out of Graham's, they would be 4 down. To bring those two back bowls back into the game. So Tony's just got to play nice, good weight.
Oh, he's got something behind now anyway. It's in a handy position.
I think Chris is underdone here at his score. He's got some weight on it too.
And he's in the ditch.
Tony Serra,
not quite here.
He's dropped his weight off after his first bowl. He corrected too much. Again, he had a good line. Just the weight hurt him.
I think he might be in a bit of trouble out there.
Chris has lost his way on this end. It'll come back,
Yep.
but whether it'll come back that far. Oh,
What do we know? I thought you knew what this green was like, Muddy.
that I think that's an old Henselite bowl with painted red. Super grips. Yeah, old Dunlop's, yeah. If he was using black bowls, I would have said, yeah, that's a Dunlop, that'll come home. I'll have to find out what Chris is using, because that obviously really turned a long way when he was out on the excuse me, on the boundary line. So
well, he was slightly into the next rink at his widest point.
sorry, I just cannot chase this cough away.
We'll keep coughing out the doorway.
Yeah, I am. Dynamics, is he?
Yeah, Robbie's got it right on the screen there.
Yep. Dynamics Super Grip. Yeah.
Yeah. What's Thomas got here?
No, he's just missed.
Pearce, he played.
I would think that kitty's too hard to get clean on that hand there.
Well, you would think so. That front bowl of Gary Pearce's, you would think it would be protecting.
I think it's right in the way, yeah, of the kitty. Now, David's bowl should turn dramatically if Chris's did. It will, but he's too heavy. It's, again, back to the centre line.
Great bowl there. Very handy bowl there, actually. But I'm with you. I can't see them Thomas being able to get to that kitty.
Tony's just told him to play a different shot.
Okay.
Which we're not going to get to see because Tony
thinks that he's the only one that's allowed to look at it. Thanks, Robbie.
So no, we'll see the front on view. Obviously, yep, changed his hand, but just too tight. So that's Tony Serra. He's moved.
Well, he's only moved forward. Great try there, David. You weren't far off the chocolate box then. 1, 2. Chris is wanting to get 3 if he can. Tony says if you want 3, get the measure out.
You get down there and measure it.
Merv Howell, good afternoon, Merv. Tuned in from Bega. I am guessing it's a little bit nippy down there today. 3 shots to Brandon, which takes them to 15. NOORLA 12 after 14 ends. And yes, it is 14 because we have had 1 dead end.
It's been a very miserable day today, Ron, as in a lot of cloud cover.
And down here in this commentary area, we're getting that fairly chilly breeze coming through. Sorry, Robbie. Oh yeah, the wind's dropped a little bit, but this morning it was.
I will agree there's a little breeze, but I don't class it as chilly.
It was this morning, Muddy.
Oh.
Yep. Even when Chaos was on the broadcast, she was sitting there shivering at times.
Didn't you see when I come down and stood over you? So I was sweating. Like coming to the kitchen for half an hour.
No, we've got enough to do here. You don't want food poisoning up there, do you?
No.
Okay. Well, you don't want me up there.
So, Robbie, can we do some checks? Because you would think that Katheringa has probably finished their game now, actually. if they haven't finished, they've got to be on their last end. They were playing or they had 19 on the
No, I
scoreboard.
see Kenny
before,
Day out there still.
but they've got to be on their last end.
Yep.
That's probably the worst 2 bowls Gary's played since I've been here with you, Ron.
Pretty much all game.
After 18 ends, Air 13, Jubilee 24.
Okay.
Jubilee with a nice handy lead.
Yep. Okay, I can't see that being changed.
Okay, so Josh will play his bowl. No, we'll come back.
Bowen.
After 17 ends, Bowen 17, Gold City 10. Suburban, after 14 ends, Suburban 20, McNaid 6. Yeah, Blakey will not be happy.
No.
Geez, this is still a tight game. After 14 ends, Collinsville 11, Katheringa 13.
Wonder what's going on over there, Muddy.
Though it's still 19 ends, so they must have
Must
killed
have been
a few.
couple of few ends killed there.
Yep. After 19 ends, Thuringow 25, Garoo 8. And I think that's exactly what it was last time we looked.
Pretty much.
South Townsville, Ingham, there we go. It's 13-7 on, was it 11 ends? It's 11 ends, so they've still got 10 ends to go. They're quite behind everybody. Must have been one of the last ones to start. And again, only 6 shots in it. Ingham undefeated so far, and South Townsville just lost 1 game. So,
and
we are almost
South
getting to
Townsville
the-
would have been hurting a little bit after that game this morning, I would have
Yes.
thought. Given the rivalry between the 2 clubs.
Yep.
Thuringow will obviously come out to rectify their bad form this morning. As I heard at lunchtime, they didn't perform to their best ability this morning.
Again, Brandon here holding 2, both with Danny O'Shea's bowls.
Yep.
So when Gary's not there,
Danny is, and
Danny
if Gary's
is.
there, Danny is consolidating.
and Chris, that's a good line, but just going to be a bit too heavy. Stay off that.
Ooh.
Yep.
He was
Yeah, way heavy.
lucky to get away with that one.
Yep.
He could have popped that in onto the kitty.
When I seen Brandon's team on paper, I thought they must have had the wrong initial. I would have thought Gary would have played 3rd and Chris play lead. But
Yeah, well, I was surprised at that as well.
Yeah. But anyway, that's obviously
Well, it's working for them.
yeah, that's right, mate. I mean, they had a win this morning against Thuringow.
Yep.
They're up here at the moment. They've already had their bye. They lost to Katheringa only by 4 or 5 shots, I think it was.
That's right.
There's a great bowl by Chris.
Yep.
That's a good correction after his first bowl. Zipping through the head. Thomas needs to get something in there close to keep with them. Although in saying that, it might only be 1 down. Tony needs a feather.
A little bit overdone,
Yep.
that's all. We're trying to work out, Muddy. We were looking at it before, but we weren't going to put a stopwatch on him. Which is slowest, walking to the head, the mat from the head? David or Thomas? It's a toss-up.
Yeah, both got limps.
Amongst other things. But hey, it doesn't matter. They're out there playing.
They're still playing and representing their club. That's right. I mean, I can't talk. I got 2 knees that are shot. That's right, Tony. You stand right in the middle, champion. We like looking at your back. He's about to get the Robbie stick.
The-
Nah, he's... Oh,
the meter stick's about to come out. No,
Yes.
he's not going to.
Oh,
Hello,
no, here we
someone's
go.
told him.
Someone's told him. Robbie's still going out there. Thomas needs to come in now. Again, just his pace. He's been in the area, but just his pace has killed him on the shot that he's playing.
Yep.
Like that was the line.
Just a little bit overcooked.
But just the pace.
David's
got a better bowl here compared to his first. Much better bowl.
Oh, that'll give him 2 shots.
And that will be the shot, you would think.
I'd say so. Did you sort him out, Robbie?
No, I just still went outside the door and he
Now, I would think, Thomas, you are too skinny.
Yeah, he's going to be underneath. Yeah, well and truly.
Yep. Much better weight, but again...
Yeah, he improved his weight there. But
Yep. Katheringa's obviously finished because all their spectators are
backing up and
coming
going
down
home.
this way, so...
Trying to determine whether they're going to stay for the night match or not.
Their game has obviously completed. You can see all the spectators there. Again, clubs supporting their... club members supporting their clubs in those carnivals. It's good to see.
Oh, they're measuring for a third here. I didn't necessarily see a third in it.
Well, that's in by... No.
2 to Brandon. Takes them to 17. NOORLA 12 after 15 ends. So you said Neil Brown was here yesterday, Muddy.
Yes, mate, yes.
Did he come with somebody?
I don't know, to be honest.
He's a bit of an institution, Dunn Cups over the years.
Right.
David, you need to put that back on the line. Chris is not going to worry about it. Yes, he is. We saw this before. David tried about 4 times to get that kitty on the line. It just kept half a roll off.
What, does it roll off, does it?
Yeah. He's making sure it stays there this time. It was quite comical, actually.
Yep. Yes, back in the 90s and early 2000s when I was there at Katheringa, played a few Dunn Cups with Neil Brown as the skip.
He's played a lot of Dunn Cups over the years.
He certainly has.
Brilliant bowl there from Gary. And it's great to see him back bowling again.
Yeah, after his mishap, so...
Yep. He's got the right attitude.
As a player, he's probably one player that's won more Dunn Cups at Katheringa than any other player.
He has, I can tell you that for a fact.
Yep.
Substantially more.
Yep. I know I've got 3 runners-up badges with him. We got 2 in consecutive years against Ingham back in their
heyday.
The day of Cantor and Cliffy Johnson and Frank Palanza, Lawrence Mollicino. Very strong side. 2 years in a row we played Cantor in the final and he got us both times. But Brownie was a cool-headed player and always knew how to get the best out of his players. Hence why he's played more Dunn Cups probably for Katheringa than anyone else.
That's right. Well, he's the sort of player that was always first selected.
And then you just build a team around him.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what they did for quite a few years.
Yep. And he's probably the only player that's played in every position for one club. He's played
Yeah,
lead.
yeah,
I don't know if he ever
I
played
don't know.
second.
I was going to say,
I
I
know
don't know
he's
whether
played
it's
third and skip,
Yep,
and I
he's-
know he's played lead.
That's right. He's definitely played those positions. I can't comment about second.
Here's a great ball again by Tony, but from Danny
Danny
O'Shea. I mean.
O'Shea. Yep.
Took it away, but
Yeah, Gary wouldn't have been happy about
no,
that.
because Gary was just behind it.
So where's all the smart money on this weekend now, Muddy, after 3.5 rounds? There's usually a bit of an opinion going around amongst the spectators.
I think the big game in Section 2 is tomorrow morning, and I think we're broadcasting it on
Live stream.
live stream, if I remember correctly. Just
You won't be there.
no, that's not the draw.
Rob.
Jubilee Suburban.
Yep.
I think that game is on live stream tomorrow morning, and at this stage they're both undefeated.
Yes, the David Good factor as well and truly kicked
Yep.
in with Suburban this year.
In saying that, the boys from Bowen still haven't lost a game.
Yep.
They were runners-up last year, so they too have to play Jubilee and Suburban yet. So, but that I think it's definitely out of those three in that section. Not being biased, but I think Katheringa's obviously sitting in a very good spot, but we still have to play Ingham. And as you know, there's no easy game. You know, you can come up against anyone and lose. So, but on paper, Ingham's probably their hardest game on paper. But as I said to all those spectators listening, no game's easy. You don't take anyone lightly. Hence, if we go to their scoreboard, if Robbie can go back to it, I mean, they're playing a team from Collinsville.
Who were keeping up with them?
Who are... Oh, okay, rightio, yep. Yep. We can see the boys down there. Jack Davison's standing at the head, so obviously they're almost finishing, and then now Chris, you're just underdone, champ. And I see this morning, Ron, when I was up in the kitchen watching it on the live stream, some of our old Dunn Cup players, Yogi, Howard Best,
Yep.
Mark Simpson.
That's right. They're all jumping on this morning.
Yep.
Dougie Kleinhans.
Yeah, Dougie, yep, he's another player that I played with at Zarrangower. And
as you know, Dougie won a man of the final
he
series.
certainly did.
One of nature's gentlemen.
Won it back in 2015.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you want to check.
Collinsville Katheringa,
So
11.
15 ends, 11 2. Well, they were 13 earlier, so they're 15.
15
so
now.
11 15. So again,
Nothing-
only 4 shots in it with
Nothing in
still
it.
4 to go.
Yep,
6 to go, sorry.
nothing in it at all. Yeah, that was
That
the
was
Zarrangower.
Zarrangower probably game. That's the Collinsville Katheringa game. Suburban 20 on 14 ends, and McNaid were only 4 or 5
Yeah, that
before.
was suburb. Oh,
David has just trailed
played
the kitty.
a bomb. Great. Brilliant bowl there,
6.
David.
Bowen 18,
10.
Gold City 10 on 18. Now this will be tight. Yes,
14-13.
14-13 on 14. Again,
South Townsville.
it's you know, if Ingham knocked South Townsville off, South Townsville all of a sudden had 2 losses, and
they'll be out of the equation to some extent.
Ingham will be undefeated.
Yep, that's right.
Air Jubilee with a nice little handy win there. Thomas has sliced the kitty, but unfortunately, I think that's gone straight back to Denny O'Shea's
bowl there, so they'd be still
so
holding
they'll be
two.
holding two.
Number 5 and number 8.
5 and 7, isn't it? 16-11 now to
Collinsville,
Katheringa over Collinsville.
They've just got that little break on them
Yep.
now. Little mini break. That was a little bit brave of Chris telling David he should have a go.
Thomas, you're underdone, champ.
Yep.
Yep, throw the cloth. No, he won't throw the cloth.
We've seen a few cloths thrown so far this weekend.
It's another 2 to Brandon.
Yes, which takes them on to 19-12 after 16 ends.
You got him, so nice little lead.
5 ends to go.
Yep.
That's a handy lead.
Chris is just looking at that little straightener, and I know Darryl College Badge,
he worked on it
greenkeeper.
last night.
Yeah, he got down there with his mallet and his piece of timber, and he's seen it was still there this morning, and not a happy camper. So
No.
I can assure you tonight when that last game's finished,
He'll be hammering the hell out of it.
yep, trying to get rid of it. He's that type of person, perfectionist. He wants the green to be at its tip top, especially for this comp.
Yes, he's taken the playing surface, well, the entire facility
Yeah.
to heart. And
Yeah, definitely. You know, as a group, we all came up with the idea of the banners around the place.
Yep.
Badge goes home every night and thinks about how can we improve the place, make it look better. He come up with the idea of putting the Katheringa Rhinos there on rink 1. It's only material, so of course the bowl can still drop into the ditch or the kitty or whatever the case may be. It's nothing hard or...
No, it's the bowl's not going to bounce back off the green, back onto the green from it, or with the kitty fly off it or anything. So it's
And
just
sometimes with those types of ditches anyway, and on those surfaces, you can hit the ditch and the kitty can go anywhere. So
that's right. Yeah, fair start from Gary there.
now, their scoreboard, looking down that end, they have 20-12 on 16 ends. We have 19-12 on 16 ends. So
We've obviously missed a shot somewhere.
they might have measured, and did they get 3? We'll see if... Okay, yep, we'll...
Nice bowl from Keith there.
Keith,
Great
yep.
start. Well, that's right. You've got two seconds up there keeping track of the scores. So.
Gary had a good line, but just his weight. Well, his weight's probably not that bad. He's finished jack high.
That's right. Is Keith trying to sneak it up to the kitty? And fell a couple of feet short.
And I'm not surprised, Ron, with the weather, because normally, as you know, this is Townsville Show weekend.
That's right. And there was
But
always
that's
rain.
Yep, that's been put back a week. And I don't know why we did that as a city. I don't know why the show got moved back a week.
Would not have a clue. It was never really an explanation for it.
It just
Happened.
might make it hard now with traffic because of the V8 to the weekend after. So
that's right. They'll be starting.
Yep.
On Monday, if not having already started to close roads off over there.
Yep.
We do know Boundary Street's still open.
Still open, yeah, so everyone can still get to South Townsville.
Yep.
And that makes it easy for this weekend.
Oh, what were they? On Bowen Road.
You come in Tuesday. Wednesday you came in.
So you'd have come in on Bowen Road, wouldn't you, Robbie?
Yeah, we came in from that direction, and there was quite a bit of detour.
Yeah, because on Bowen Road they're duplicating the bridge there as well.
Yeah.
And upgrading that road because that's a main arterial road into the city. So there's been lots of road work and so forth going on for some nearly 12 months.
Yeah.
Been nearly 12 months now, wouldn't it?
And then we as a district, we've got our North Queensland District Men's Pairs next weekend. It's being played out at Katheringa Bowls Club. I'm still looking for plenty of teams.
Right. Tony's trying to sneak up on it. He's still coming. Right. Well, David doesn't seem to think it's any problem. Hang on to it, Muddy. We can't afford to lose you yet.
No, I've still got 2.5 days to go yet, so...
Yeah, there's a bit of advice for the players from Robert Udi. Udi. Take grass. It costs you nothing. Always finish on the side you're bowling. Yeah, very sound advice, Robert. A lot of players these days don't take into account just how much draw that these new bowls take. They're always classified as being a tight bowl. Most of them being classified as being tight bowls, but they still take a fair bit of grass.
Yep.
Especially on artificial.
Mate, yes, that's right. I mean, if we were playing on grass...
Different matter.
And it's a different story, and heavy grass. One of the... Skip's just walking past, giving us a little nod.
So it's another one under the belt, I guess.
I think they're still playing.
No, they are still playing over there, yeah.
David just not too sure what shot to play here. I think he's two.
He's definitely two down.
Yep. He obviously is thinking, I don't want to give Thomas any sniff to
get back in
the game. He's just looking to draw this, and he's not far off. He's going to run behind. Just going to run
behind. He's still two down. So
I thought he might have had a smack, to be honest.
Yeah. So he's given Thomas a free hit. This one.
Just his pace. Thomas has struggled with pace, I believe. Again, his line's good. Is he going to reach? He should, and that...
could be a couple of feet.
Not.
Could be a couple of feet to a metre short there.
David's changing hands.
Changing hands. Possibly the hand he should have played the first time.
Yeah,
he's tight.
He's tight. He hasn't got the weight to hold that line, but no.
Tony's trying to decide where he can get another shot. Beat that bowl. Okay, that's interesting.
Oh, Tony's telling me to play tight to set that bowl. Must be worth some.
I'd say so.
Might bring in 2 more shots. Oh, no, Thomas is
You see, I'd have
deciding
been,
to obviously draw, but geez, he looks heavy.
he doesn't want to push this kitty. He's taken one out. Only the one. So that takes to NOORLA to 13. Brandon 20 after 17 ends.
Well, I see in the background over there, Cody just putting the kitty up. So can we go to rank, what's that, 1, 2, 3, please, Robbie? Ingham versus South Townsville. Again, there was only a couple of shots back in that game before, so... And they told me the way Phil Kite played yesterday, he, there you go, 15-14 to South Townsville on 16 ends. So again, very, very tight. Katheringa looks like they've got a bit of a lead now, 18-11, and we can't see how many ends. Yes, we can, it's 17. So just a little buffer.
Enjoying the game from Malta. Great to have you with us, Laurie.
Yeah, Gary's in the area again. No, you're right. No, that's Ingham. That's Robbie's just might need a bit of sugar. Yeah. He's going right off here next to us. Thank God you're sitting next to him, Ron. He's worked himself out now. You're all good, Rob? Very good, mate.
To take the 3v3 away with her this morning, so I was not in any danger.
Oh, you need a cigarette. Gary's coming in. He's a bit underdone this time. He's going to, gets a rub off his own and sits Jack high now for shot.
Scorecard how the ball gets there.
Yep.
As long as it gets there.
And you know, this Brandon team, they still have to play South Townsville and Ingham as well.
That's right.
Um,
I'm not sure, Robbie. Am I coming through clear? I'm very fuzzy on my earphones.
Well, I can't hear
You
this.
can't hear anything?
no, it sounds all good to me.
Might be these headphones, that's all.
Because I'm not getting you now.
Oh, no, you've only one speaker's on, that's why.
That helps.
That helps.
That helps.
Yeah, come on, Ron. You can shut me off just for a second. I've got to go and check something, please.
Okay. Danny O'Shea has played another good bowl. He's been playing very consistently this afternoon. Straight through the gap. It was Graham Wegert. Not having any luck with that. Not having contact with any bowl. Danny O'Shea sneaking up to, didn't do any damage there. Okay, Tony Serra. Well, that's close enough for shot, Tony. Thomas will be comfortable with that. Well, David is giving Chris several options there. Well, he's here. He's got the weight, but he's... Well, that's another way of getting it. Well, you called it, David, unbelievable. But he still got there. A slight touch of frustration creeping into Thomas's calling of the head. Great effort from Tony. Do not cross the line, says David. He's suddenly realised that there's been a lot of bowls crossing the line, or...
Thanks, Ron. Sorry, mate. Just had to duck off.
That's quite all right.
Just go and check everything upstairs.
I was just having a cat nap while you're away.
Ah.
So we have Brandon holding shot with the red bowl of Chris there. And Chris Pearce, son of the lead of Brandon, Gary Pearce.
Gary, and Gary holding third shot, Jack High.
Yep.
With Tony Serra just at their end at about 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
Yeah, Thomas, that was
a classic Thomas drive. Tony Serra, get out of the camera, please. Well, something happened there because Chris's bowl is now sitting just in front of the kitty.
No. He's underdone again.
One shot to Brandon at this stage. David's got his last bowl to come.
Chris has just indicated they got one. That bowler's holding him out of quite a few shots, but yep. And it will come back. We've all seen the bowls come back from there, so
well and truly. Not sure whether it'll come back from there though.
I think he's too heavy anyway.
Yeah, it's just his weight. It came back all right. the one shot. 21-13 to Brandon against NOORLA after 18 ends. 3 ends to go.
Over there in our top corner, South Townsville just putting down the mat, so they must have won the last end there against Ingham.
Yep.
So again, there's only a couple of shots in
that game. Yeah.
Ooh, well, there you go, 15-14, unless they haven't changed the
That's
scoreboard.
the same
Yes,
as
I can see Phil Kite walking up to the... No, he stopped, looking over the top. Maybe those skips aren't changing the end, so...
It's possible.
But again, a very tight game. Both clubs obviously needing a win, or wanting to win.
Wanting to win anyway. Nice start here from Gary Pearce. Yeah, good ball.
Yep, he has. He's played very, very well this game. Very consistent. Only had a couple of shockers.
Well, he's taken the pressure off the rest of the team.
Well, he's setting it up for the rest of his team. That's why they've got an 8-shot lead.
Yes.
So there you go. Oh yes, thanks, Robbie.
20-11. That puts a smile on Muddy's face.
Yep, very good, my boys. Yep. 11-20 on 18. So well done, boys. Keep it going.
Nice bowl there from
Keith
Wegert.
Yep. Gary's not far off again if he gets this kitty. He got it, but just hit it sideways just behind Keith's bowl. So
yeah, but that front bowl could be 18 inches short though.
From where I'm sitting, I would like that to be shot.
Well, I think it's shot, but there's still plenty of room around it.
Yep.
Yep, it is shot.
He's a bit underdone on that one.
Okay, here's Danny O'Shea.
He's going to sit the... No, he's just going to be underneath of it.
Underneath the bowl.
But geez, his weight's perfect.
Just the pace here, I think that's all it is.
Yep.
It's going to tuck behind these bowls of Gary Pearce's.
There's some Guru and Charles Towers boys going up inside, some Collinsville.
Yep, so they've
So
finished.
there must be a few more games finished, or... No, I can see Collinsville, well, they're still playing our boys, so... Obviously, old mate might just be going for... He's about to walk past us. He went for a refreshment break.
I'd say so. Comfort stop.
Yes, in the shape of a can.
Well, we did tell them yesterday to make sure they keep themselves hydrated.
Now that's a much better bowl by Graham.
Graham, that's right. Oh, is Chris going to hold out?
I don't know if he's got the weight. He needs a little feather. No,
He just didn't have quite the same weight.
Well, the Bowen boys are finished. That was them just walking past. in the screen.
the far end.
Yeah, the one about because I had too many people in ring 5, so yes, what's on the card is now correct.
Rodney Phillips, hello from Mount Burr. Now Robbie's going to put his geography into practice. Where is Mount Burr, Robbie? Yep, says Robbie. Bowl from Chris. He's
No, he's
got. He
Yep.
had. Well, he played the shot he was asked
Yeah,
to play.
he was
but
just too wide.
A fraction wide.
Yep.
As we've noticed on this rink that with an on shot, there's not much movement of the kitty at all. It pretty much holds its line, so you've got to be fairly accurate.
Tony Serra's in the area.
Thomas had a minor heart attack then.
As Thomas does.
Yes. He hasn't burst into Spanish yet so far, mate.
No, so not that would be understand what he's saying anyway. So
You can always guess.
well, and I'm sure it wouldn't be pretty. I'll just leave it at that.
South Australia, okay. Northeast of Millicent. Are we close there, Rodney? Warren Fairjohns. Jones. Thanks, boy. Boys, a good game. Time for practice, and it may be a frothy. It sounds like a fine idea. Unfortunately, if I had a frothy or two, you would not understand a word I was saying. It's David.
He's looking for the
Looking
red
for the
bowl.
red bowl
Just an edge
and-
of it and would push it out clean.
Yeah, it wouldn't really help him much. He needs both those bowls. He needs Keith's bowl as well to be certain of getting the shot. Oh, Thomas.
Yep, there goes the arms.
Yep. Very animated, our Thomas.
Thomas might hand the reins over to Tony for the next few games.
I wouldn't be so
Yeah.
sure about that.
I know, but
Here's
He's
a
got it
chance.
this time.
Here's a chance.
he's got it this time.
He's still one down.
Well, South Townsville's just won another end there, and they're changing the scoreboard. So, Robbie, can you zoom into... Hang on, we'll see what it is here.
Say the
Just
one.
yet one
Just
down.
the one.
So, one to...
To NOORLA, 14-21 to Brandon after 19
19.
ends. Up and back to go for them. Unless there's dead ends.
Oh.
21-14. Wee, a bit of a
They
blowout there.
must have just picked up a number in the last couple of ends.
You're not
So,
wrong.
there was...
They got a 5, Robbie, you said. Yeah.
It was 15-14 when we looked at it.
Before, so 6
So-
of the last 2 ends.
So that...
That will be hurting Ingham. And that will leave... Well, Bowen hasn't lost a game yet, have they?
yeah, but different section.
Yeah. So Katheringa will be
The only
Undefeated.
team.
in Section 1, undefeated.
Yep. And then we have the bye next game.
Yep. Fortuitously, it comes at a good time for you, Muddy.
Yes. That's a much better start by Keith.
Home Hill, have they been defeated yet? They hadn't been.
Yes.
They won both
Yeah,
games yesterday. I know you beat them
we
yesterday.
beat them first game yesterday.
That's right. You just got over the line at the
Yes.
end of the game.
But then South Townsville beat them.
Okay. Yep.
Gary Pearce has hit it, but just
Keith still holding shot at the
Yep.
moment. Oh, Keith's got this one worked out.
yep.
Two nice bowls there from Keith.
Yeah, two great bowls there. It's probably a shame he hasn't
Chris
been
Woods.
matching it.
Afternoon, Chris, or good evening. It possibly is over there.
Hey Woodsy, how are you, mate?
It's good to hear from you. Hope you're enjoying the telecast or the live stream.
All the way from Sheffield, or who knows where he could be
Oh.
on holidays.
Yeah. He's a world
He won't-
traveller these days.
He won't be working, that's for sure. So he won't be
Well,
doing any mechanic work.
I would hope not at this time of night over there.
The place looks mint. Yeah, it does, mate. Yep. Thanks, Woodsy. Again, he's a player that won the Dunn Cup with me with Howard Best, Yogi,
Yogi, yes.
and Wayne Edwards.
That's correct.
Won that out at Katheringa. And that particular run, if you remember, we played it in October.
Yep, you certainly did. And that basically broke the drought of Katheringa's.
Yeah, 25 years since
Yeah.
we'd won it before.
Exactly.
It was only our second win, so
And this is, you're now 3 wins up in that period of time.
that's correct, yep. Been in the last time we won it and had it here, we made the final the year after, but lost on the last end
Last
to
end.
Alligator Creek
That's correct.
by that shot of Coops. It doesn't matter how they get them there. It's
That's right.
what goes on that scorecard at the end of the end.
Yeah.
And they got a 1 and we didn't, so
Broke Jack's heart that year.
yes, certainly did. Broke mine sitting on the sideline too. But the boys did a gallant effort. I mean, as
That's
they
right.
always do, you know.
Don't look
Danny's
now.
going to be close here. Needs a little rub.
Okay, David's comfortable with
Yep,
that.
only one down.
Just the one down now. So,
Tony Serra could put in a couple here. It might change things around a bit. Still got the rope burn from that. I don't know what that means, Christopher. Still got the rope burn from that.
would have been the Dunn Cup win you had.
Yeah, well.
What were you doing that day?
Oh, I don't know. I thought I played okay.
Or what did Yogi do to him? Must be more to the point.
Yeah, no. Well, we come away with the win. We played Suburban in the final, and actually that's where Jack and I first met. He was playing for Suburban.
Okay.
He played 3 for Dave Whiting.
Okay.
Tony Nolan, he played, I think, second. Or he might have played lead, and Steve Miller was the other player for Suburban that year.
Yep. Steve would have played 3.
No, he played
He played 2, did he?
Yeah. As I said, Jack played 3.
Okay.
So, Woodsy, with all those comments, you're obviously not working. So where are you, champion? You're on holiday somewhere, spending April's money.
Alligator Creek loss.
Oh.
We're with you now.
Yep.
No, we cut the noose down from the flagpole before anybody had a chance to get near it. And to be truthful, that Alligator Creek loss Katheringa had, we had to hand it, as much as it pains me to say so, we had to hand it to Dave Good that year. He went into that with a plan, and he told everybody what the plan was, and they executed it the whole weekend.
Certainly did.
He had...
He did a proper skip's job.
Yep.
And led by the front.
He
as a
trained
skip.
Tom Hendy
Yep.
perfectly. He had Tom Hendy working like a robot all weekend.
Ditch to ditch. It was heavy. We had rain. It was overcast. It was the heavy grass green that we had back in those days. Yeah, rink 8, which was the TV, the live stream rink. Yes, that was fun and games for people to play on. Yeah.
Well, it was very entertaining, Robbie, wasn't it?
No, you just threw it and said, well, please get close. Anyway.
Yes.
I think Thomas is just struggling here with his weight.
Yeah.
There's good, but his line. So when he gets his weight, he hasn't got his line. When he gets his line, he hasn't got
That's right.
his weight. David's in the area. If he gets down, he'll sit this shot bowl out clean.
Shot bowl out clean and
Yep,
sat
great bowl.
alongside it, touching. Yeah, big bowl, David. He has pulled a couple of big bowls out this afternoon. So you're down south in Cornwall, having a little well-earned rest. Well, you can't be resting from work, would you?
Oh, here's a great reply from Thomas, but unfortunately just sat out. Down south, Cornwall, having a little well-earned rest from work.
Yeah.
Woodsy,
It's
I
us,
know you
it's
too
us you're
well.
talking to.
Yeah, like there is no work. The only one who works in your family is April.
Oof. Well, just the one.
One.
So that takes Brandon on to. Robbie flicked the score up or not? 23-14. It is. You've already flicked it up. After 20 ends, last end coming up. So NOORLA need 6 to.
NOORLA needs an 8.
They need an 8 to win.
8 to draw.
Yeah, they do.
Come on, Ron.
Yeah, it's getting a long day, Muddy.
Yeah, you've still got another game to go, champ.
I know.
Yeah, it'll be 5 o'clock before you start your next game.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah,
It'll be 8:30.
Yep.
9 o'clock before we finish tonight.
Yep.
But hey, as I said before, Muddy, that's why we get paid the big bucks.
Yep, that's correct. And you are on the big bucks.
Oh, yeah.
NQ secretary, treasurer. You just got the lot.
Katheringa board assistant secretary, men's section secretary.
Oh, Bowls Queensland.
Oh, stop it. Any wonder I'm going grey?
Where do we stop? Next you'll be working for Bowls Australia.
No, won't. Not a chance.
Surely they look.
Not that I have anything against Bowls Australia. I think they're a marvellous organisation. And they didn't pay me to say that. But they have a very big job to do. A lot of responsibility to keep the game going in Australia and overseas.
Well, See,
Okay,
South
Collinsville,
Townsville's got the mat there again. So, Katheringa, go
29,
boys.
11. They've certainly blown out the last few ends.
Certainly has. So, very, very big one there.
South Townsville 21, Ingham 14. Okay. So we're on the final end of this game. NOORLA leading by 8 shots. And Brandon need all 8 bowls to force an extra end. And I can't see them getting that now. They're holding 1 shot. Keith's other bowl is not even remotely in contention.
No.
Danny O'Shea needs to be in front of this bowl of
No,
Graham's. So I think the chances of an 8 here are extremely remote. Mitchell Rushford, great score, Rhinos.
Yes.
They've only just pulled away in the last few ends.
Mitch is one of our members here.
Yep. It was a fairly tight game there for quite a while.
Yeah, good bowl here by Graham. Yeah, that
gives them 2.
It gives NOORLA 2.
They've only got to find another 6 if they can get an extra couple of bowls out in the green for them. So they're playing with 10 bowls. Might be easier.
Danny's got a better line here, I think. He, as we said earlier, he's been very, very consistent this game. And yeah, look, he has corrected extremely well.
Perfect bowl. Brilliant bowl from Danny. Yep.
That's the money shot.
Yep.
The boys are just giving him a little high five behind the rink
Well,
there.
so they should too. He has played extremely well.
David just telling Chris just to draw up to it. They're holding 1. Just another couple of bowls in the head. That's all they want.
That's all they need. Well, it's impossible for NOORLA to get 8 anyway.
Yeah, no, because they got a bowl way out there. Chris is well underdone. All Tony Serra can do is just try and push that bowl out and stay to give him 4. But you know, with 2 bowls nowhere near and Tony's he's cut it, so and that'll be out of bounds or in the ditch. So
I think the fat lady started singing, maybe.
So this will be another victory to Brandon. It only gives them the 1 loss so far. So
well, they're keeping themselves in the hunt. Yep.
You know, as I said, they still have to play Ingham and South Townsville. No, Chris doesn't like this one. That's not one of his best ends.
And as we know, some of the, lower ranked teams tend to grow an extra arm and a leg when they're playing the big guns.
Especially when they play the big boys.
Yep.
Tony's just got too much weight. Just too wide. And that was... I think he didn't have to play that weight to try and sit that bowl and stay.
No.
Yeah. And in hindsight, and no disrespect to them, the way they're playing and the way the Brandon boys are playing, an 8's just out of the question.
Oh.
I think David and Gary especially, and the whole team, especially Danny O'Shea, that they're not going to let 8 bowls in front of theirs.
Well, they can't now anyway because there's 1 NOORLA bowl sitting on the bank.
No, I mean even if they killed it, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's right.
I think they're too consistent to to drop an 8. Yeah, I know funny things
Well-
can happen, but I think you've got to be realistic sometimes to go, well, it ain't going to happen.
Unless there's a sudden earth tremor or something.
Well, Thomas is playing with a little bit of weight here. His bowler hold a bit. No, he's going to get their own. No, he's got nothing. Gary's Pearce's bowl in.
Bowl up. Just the one.
1. Yes, David, you're tight. Now Thomas should change his hands and go straight for the kitty, kill it to try. No, well he's not. He's just playing the draw shot. So he's 1 down. Got second. Third is against.
Yeah, well, he's having a go because but unfortunately he round-armed it. Okay.
Well, that's it.
The ball section. Right, so Brandon have won
23.
to 14. Well-deserved win to Brandon. Their front end played extremely well.
Yes.
Extremely well. They deserved everything they've got. Right, so again, on behalf of our sponsors, hang on, says Robbie, while he gets the graphic up for us.
Are we going to get a score check on the others, are we?
We better, I suppose, Robbie. But I know Chaos is putting scores up on Facebook and that as soon as she gets them. But people watching are possibly interested in what the scores are. South Townsville Ingham 21-14 to South Townsville after 18 ends. 3 ends to go there. Yeah. There could have been a few killed ends there though, Robbie. There's Frankie Palanza and Phil Kite aren't backward in killing an end if they think they can get an advantage. The one is down. Suburban 29.
No, 28.
28. McNade 8 after 19 ends. 2 ends to go there. That's pretty much home and hosed.
And the rest are all finished down the
rest
other
are all
end.
finished. Yep. They're all done. Okay. Well, thanks, Muddy, for
Yeah, thanks, Ron.
helping us out again this afternoon.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, mate.
We'll release you so you can go and feed these hungry people.
Yeah, well, the girls would have had Smoko under control, and you can thank our sponsors.
Yes, I will, and we'll be back possibly best part of 3/4 of an hour, Robbie, maybe an hour, for the third game of the day. And just before we go, again, we'd like to thank our sponsors: Gallivanter Travel, Hutchinson Builders, Lexmar Training, Signs of Excellence, Muddy's Kitchen, Katheringa Rhinos, home of Katheringa Bowls Club, and North Queensland District Men's Bowls Association. Without their invaluable assistance, we would be in trouble conducting this event. So we thank all those sponsors, and we'll look forward to doing the live stream in about an hour's time for the third round.
Well done. Thanks, Ron.